guys, so recently I took a look at my bookshelves and I noticed that there were quite a few books that I have started but have not finished. And sometimes they're not only just like bad reasons that I didn't finish them, like they weren't good or I just didn't like them, but there's also some just like that I just can't finish. I can't like physically finish them. So I figured I would talk about some of those books and show you guys which ones are on my list. So the first book on this list is definitely not there because it's bad. I actually really love this book and I've read up until this certain part like at least twice. And that is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. And in this book I am currently at 199 pages. And I still haven't finished it. I'm going to finish it by the end of the year though. That is like my goal because I love this book so much. It is amazing. It is so magical. Basically what this book is about is a circus that comes in the night without any warning, and it's super magical and amazing and beautiful. It kind of reminds me of The Crown's Game, so if you like that then you're probably gonna really like this as well, and vice versa. So I absolutely love this book and I need to read it. I actually have 2 copies of this book. I was always thinking of giving away one of the copies, but I just never got around to it. So maybe once I finish this book, I will give away my other copy of this book. And yeah, that might be cool. That might be fun. The next book that is on this list is Stolen by Melissa De La Cruz and Michael Johnston. And I read the first book in this series called Frozen. And I gave it like maybe a 3 stars out of 5. I didn't really enjoy it. It wasn't horrible, but it just wasn't something that was like my favorite book ever. But I have the second book and I got this actually at the Dollar Tree. And I figured I would read it at some point. I just haven't really gotten to it. It's super small, like it's not even that long. I don't even think it's 300 pages. So I really could just breeze through this book. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. The next book I have was kind of a huge bummer because I basically got it all because it's like super popular on Tumblr and everyone on Tumblr loves this series like to death. Like they are obsessed with this series and I was so sad because I got it and I was so excited to read it and I finally tried to read it and I just didn't like it very much, and it was The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. And I am so sad that I didn't like this book. I think it all started with the fact that I got the cover that I didn't want. This was not the cover that I wanted, but it was the only cover they had. And I was just pretty disappointed when this was the only copy of this book that they had in store. Anyway, I started reading this book and it just wasn't really my style. It wasn't something that I could really get into, and I was really disappointed because I was so looking forward to it. I like don't even know what it's about. Like that's like I didn't even get that far into the book. I just like I could not physically finish this book. I could not make myself finish this book and I was so sad and it was so disappointing, and I really wish I could like it because I know so many people enjoy it, but it just wasn't the book for me and I can't really see myself ever reading this book. The next book that I have on this list is Guilt by Katherine Longshore, and this is a historical fiction novel about Henry VIII, and it is so pretty. Like this cover is so gorgeous. Like I picked this up when I was really into historical fiction, and I read quite far into it. Like I was a little more than halfway through. I was on page 208 and I was more than halfway through. I don't know, I just stopped reading it. I don't really remember why I stopped reading it. I really enjoyed it. There wasn't anything wrong with the book. I just think that I might have gotten another book and wanted to read that more and then just kind of forgot about this book. And I was like, I'll just come back to it later. Like I remember a lot of what happened in this book, so I could really just pick it up whenever. I just haven't really gotten around to it. I'm thinking that maybe I'll try to pick it up around maybe November because I really like to read historical fiction in the fall and the winter, so maybe I'll try and pick it up at the end of the year. I don't know, but I would really like to get to finish this book at some point. Another book that was a huge disappointment that I didn't like was An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. And I feel really bad saying I didn't really enjoy this book that much. I really wanted to like this book. I was getting to the point where nothing was really happening in the book. Like the 2 main characters hadn't even met yet, and I just like there was no like real action or anything that was enticing to me at all. Currently, I am at page 202 and still nothing has happened really to even like move the plot forward. So it's such a slow burning book, not even just a slow burn romance, it's a slow burn book. And so I'm just like, I don't know when I'm going to have the patience to finish this book, because I'm sure it's great. I like the writing and the characters are awesome. I just really could not get into this really slow-paced book. Like, I can do some slow-paced books, but that's kind of why I stay away from adult fiction, because usually those books tend to be super, super, super slow. And this one was one of those super, super slow books. But it's really good. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, and I think that if I could actually set my mind to reading it, that I would like it. I just don't have the time or the energy or the patience to finish this book. So maybe sometime in the future I'm gonna keep it on my shelf and hopefully I can get around to it and finish it and enjoy it like everyone else. And the next book on this list is Lips Touched 3 Times by Laini Taylor. And funny enough, I started reading Daughter of Smoke and Bone, which is also by Laini Taylor, and I have not finished that either. That was like at least 3 years ago that I started that book and just never finished it. I got it from the library. Just, it didn't really jive well with me. And this one, I actually really enjoy the writing and the story, but I just haven't really gotten to finishing it yet. And I mean, like, this cover is so pretty. Like, I love this cover. And it was illustrated by Jim D. Bartolo, and it's gorgeous. And I absolutely love just the entire concept of this book. I just haven't really gotten around to finishing it yet. And the very last book that is on this list that was also a huge, huge bummer that I have not been able to connect with is The Wrath in the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. And I just have not, you know, been able to finish this book. I'm about halfway through. I am on page 199. That's so weird. Most of the books that I haven't finished yet are at around 200 pages. Like, I just have not been able to push through that 200 pages. But I absolutely love this book, like, as, like, an actual, like, object. It is beautiful. Like, the cover is gorgeous. Even the book without the cover on it is really, really pretty. I mean, look at this. It's so pretty. Like, the color and just, like, the spine is pretty. But I just have not been able to, like, continue on reading this book. It just, I don't know why. I just don't think I like the characters or the story. I want to like it, but I just can't like it. I don't know why. It's really, really confusing and like strange, but I wish that I liked this book more than I do, because I don't like it enough to finish it. Maybe I'll try and finish it by the end of the year, maybe next year, I'm not sure. But it's beautiful and it looks nice on my shelf, so that's a plus. Alright, so those were all of the books that I have started but have not finished yet. And if you enjoyed this video, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And also, side note, thank you guys for 500 subscribers. Like, that is amazing to me. I like almost started crying when I saw that. I was so excited. Like, 500 is such a good number, and I'm so, so happy to have all of you guys here and watching, and I hope you guys enjoy. And without further ado, I will see you guys next time. Bye!